The first one is the handy healing combo of Hellrider's Pride, Whispering Promise, and Healing Word. The Hellrider's Pride grants an ally resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage when you heal them. The Whispering Promise ring also offers a 1d4 bonus to attack rolls and saving throws upon healing. When you heal an ally, you're not only giving them the Blade Ward effect, but also blasting them. It works even better with AoE healing spells such as the Mass Healing Word, allowing you to buff every ally around you with just one single spell. You can obtain these items quite early, like only a few hours after you start a new game, and you can use them until the end of the game. Number 2 is the mighty combo of water plus lightning/ice. In this game, you can get folks wet using spells like create water or just simply throw a water bottle to your target. When they're wet, they become vulnerable to ice and lightning damage, and this gets even crazier in the late game when combining with high level lightning spells. I got a video about this combo and you can check it out in the video description. Next up, we have the Cloak of Cunning Brume and the Eversight ring. When you disengage, you also create a foggy cloud within 2 meter radius that blinds everyone. But if you are wearing the Eversight ring, you're immune to being blinded, and you gain advantage on attack rolls against folks within the cloud, and they have disadvantage on attacking you. This combo works exceptionally well with those classes that use their bonus action to disengage, such as the Rogue or a fighter multi-classing with the Rogue. You can also get the Devil's Sight ability from the Warlock. This also grants immunity to being blinded. Number 4 is a ability check combination, Mask of the Shapeshifter and Shapeshifter's Boon Ring. While shapeshifting or disguising yourself, you gain a plus 1d4 bonus to all ability checks. Combined with the Mask of the Shapeshifter, you can shift into any form you like and gain the bonus on ability checks, which is super handy when it comes to lockpicking, pickpocketing, and other conversation checks. But Mask of the Shapeshifter only comes with the Deluxe Edition. If you don't have it, just use the spell Disguise Self, and it works the same. And number 5, we have the Titan String Bow, paired with the Club of Hellrider and String. With the Titan String Bow, you do extra damage equal to your strength modifier, and the Club of Hellrider and String just sets your strength score to 18, giving you a plus 4 damage bonus to a range attacks. Both of these weapons can be found in Act 1. Next is the Hammer Rat and Fly. The Hammer Rat offers the Shockwave. When you use Jump, you do 1d4 thunder damage in a 3 meter radius upon landing. Interestingly, you can also achieve this by using Fly. The only difference is Jump uses your bonus action and you can only jump once per turn, but Fly uses your movement speed, and you can trigger this thunder damage as many times as you like as long as you have enough movement speed. Number 7 is the melee combo, Snowburst Ring, Disintegrating Nightwalkers, and Morning Frost. With the Snowburst Ring, you create a 4.5 meter circle of ice around the target, knocking them prone if they fail a dexterity saving throw, while Disintegrating Nightwalkers prevent you from falling prone on the ice surface, enabling you to attack them with advantage. The Morning Frost deals an extra 1d4 cold damage, which allows you to create an ice surface. Number 8 is a fee combo, the Polar Master and Sentinel. The Polar Master allows you to make an extra attack using your bonus action after you attack with a glaive, halberd, quartermaster, or spear. More importantly, you can also make an opportunity attack when a target comes within your range. While the Sentinel offers you advantage on opportunity attacks, and when you hit a creature with opportunity attack, it can no longer move for the rest of its turn. This combo gives you more control over the battle and also allows you to attack more often using your reaction. Next up, we have the burst damage combination, Brand the Weak, Sneak Attack, and Luck of the Far Realms. Using Brand the Weak from the Amulet of Branding can make your target vulnerable to bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing damage. Then follow up with a Sneak Attack, which deals 66 piercing damage, and use Luck of the Far Realm to make it into a critical hit, doubling every damage dice. This is the most powerful combo for the rogues. Speaking of damage vulnerability, we also have the Baller's Armor, granting you Aura of Murder. Enemies within 2 meters become vulnerable to piercing damage unless they are resistant to it. Coupled with a two-handed weapon like the Niruna, which deals piercing damage, you can dish out an absurd amount of damage for every turn. Number 11, we have the Arcane combo, Helmet of Arcane Acuity and Band of the Mystic Scoundrel. The helmet provides you arcane accuracy whenever you do damage with a weapon attack, and arcane accuracy grants you a +1 bonus to spell attack rolls and spell save DC for each turn remaining, which is great for spellcasters with extra attacks, such as the College of Sorbar and the Eldritch Knight. With only a few attacks, you can stack up your arcane accuracy and make your spell DC pretty high. To combine it with the Band of the Mystic Scoundrel, you can now cast illusion or enchantment spells using your bonus action, such as Whole Person and Whole Monster. You're pretty much guaranteed to succeed a saving throw. Number 12, we have the Poison and Healing combination, Brewmother's Revenge, Poisonous Glove, and Derivation Cloak. The Brewmother's Revenge adds a 1d4 poison damage to your weapon attacks whenever you are healed, and Poisonous Glove grants you envenom. Whenever you do poison damage, the target needs to succeed a Constitution saving throw or become poisoned. The Derivation Cloak heals you for 1d4 hit points if you poison a target, and this again goes back to the Brewmother's Revenge, and it can just go on and on. Next is the Healing combination, Period of Wound Closure and Shadow Flail or Sword of Chaos. Period of Wound Closure grants potent healing, which maximizes the number of hit points you restore, meaning if you receive any healing, you always restore the maximum number. To combine with the weapons that heals you on hits, such as the Shadow Flail or the Sword of Chaos, you can consistently heal yourself by hitting folks. It works even more amazingly with abilities that hits multiple folks at once. Number 14 is a powerful debuffing combo, Gloves of Belligerent Skies, Ring of Spiteful Thunder, and Corpse Grinder. The gloves offer thunder conversion. When you deal thunder, lightning, or radiant damage, inflict 2 terms of reverberation upon targets. When they have reverberation effects, they suffer a -1 penalty to strength, dexterity, and con saving throws per turn remaining. And when the entity has 4 or more turns of reverberation, it takes 1d4 thunder damage and possibly falls prone. With the Ring of Spiteful Thunder, when you deal thunder damage to a reverberating creature, it becomes dazed unless it succeeds a Constitution saving throw. Dazed enemies have disadvantage on Wisdom saving throws and lose their dexterity bonus to their AC, which is quite a big deal for bosses that have a lot of dexterity. The Corpse Grinder offers extra thunder damage that triggers the dazed condition. You can also use a spell like Elemental Weapon to add thunder damage to your weapon if you don't have the Corpse Grinder. With this combo, every attack you make might inflict reverberation and daze, probably making them prone as well. Number 15, we have an excellent spell combo, Hero's Feast and Cloud Kill. Hero's Feast grants extra hit points to you and your allies, making them immune to being poisoned, diseased, and frightened. Also have advantage on Wisdom saving throws, while the Cloud Kill creates a large cloud that inflicts 5d8 poison damage per turn. This way, the whole party is immune to the poison damage, and the foes take 5d8 poison damage per turn. You can also move the cloud every turn. A really cool combo. Next is a traverse combination, Feather Fall and Enhanced Leap. Enhanced Leap triples a creature's jumping distance. With these 2 spells, you can jump through maps quite easily, whether it's jumping up or down. These spells are both ritual spells, and you can cast them outside of combat without spending a spell slot. You can also equip the Night Runa, which grants you immunity to falling damage. This way, you only need to cast Enhanced Leap every once in a while. Next up, we have the Short Sword of First Blood and Colossus Slayer. This is a recommended combo for a dual-wielding build. Short Sword of First Blood deals an additional 1d8 piercing damage to target with full hit points, while the Colossus Slayer deals an extra 1d8 damage to the target that is below maximum hit points. You can start attacking a full HP target with the Short Sword First Blood, then attack with your offhand for another 1d8 bonus damage. Number 18 is a combo specific for the monk, the Hellish Rebuild and Pyro Quickness Hat. Hellish Rebuild allows you to use your reaction to deal 2d10 fire damage to the target who attacks you, combined with the Pyro Quickness Hat that grants you a bonus action when you deal fire damage with a spell. Your monk can make it feel more flurry of blows for every long rest. And number 19, we have another strong combination for the monk, the Tavern Brawler and the Elixir of Cloud Giant Strength. The Tavern Brawler feat doubles your strength modifier to your attack and damage rolls when you make unarmed attacks, and the Elixir of Cloud Giant Strength sets your strength to 27, giving you a +8 bonus to attack and damage rolls, doubled by the Tavern Brawler. And it's a +16 bonus, really insane. While this combo also works on creatures that use unarmed attacks, like most of the Druid wild shapes. Next is the boost of Striding, Strange Conduit Ring, and any concentration spell. The boost of Striding prevents you from being knocked prone while concentrating on a spell, and the Strange Conduit Ring also provides a 1d4 psychic damage to your weapon attack as long as you concentrate on a spell. Number 21 is a formidable abjuration combo, the Armor of Agathis and the Arcane War. Arcane War is a passive feature of the Abjuration School Wizard. When you cast an Abjuration spell, you gain a charge in Arcane War that blocks incoming damage. Each time you take damage, the damage is reduced by your Arcane War charge. When combined with Armor of Agathis, it not only provides arcane charges, but also gives 5 temporary hit points and deals 5 cold damage to anyone that attacks you in melee, turning you into the formidable tank. You can upcast Armor of Agathis to gain enhanced effect and making you even stronger, and I got a video dedicated to this spell, feel free to check it out. Number 22, we have a handy trick for the rogue class, the Mage Hand and Sneak Attack. This helps you make a sneak attack without having advantage by just simply moving your Mage Hand next to your target, and then you can perform the sneak attack without having advantage. You can acquire the Mage Hand spell by choosing the Arcane Trickster subclass or picking the Githyanki race at character creation. And next we have the Gloves of Baneful Strike, an arrow of many targets. Whenever you do damage with a weapon attack, the target receives a 1d4 penalty to saving throws against your next spell. The arrow of many targets deals damage to the main target and extra damage to 3 other targets in range. Apply this debuff to anyone it hits, essentially turning this combo into the Bane spell. Another powerful trick that involves the arrow of many targets is the Assassinate Ambush. You acquire this ability from the Assassin subclass at Rogue level 3, turning every attack you make against a surprise creature into a critical hit. You can make folks surprised by attacking them from hiding when outside of combat. After surprising them, you can combine abilities like Action Surge to give you more attacks in one turn, and all your attacks will be crits. You can take down an army by yourself using this method. Next, we have a combination for pickpocketing and lockpicking, the Graceful Cloth and Smuggler's Ring. The Graceful Cloth increases your dexterity score by 2, also grants you cast Grace, which provides advantage on dexterity checks, which means when it comes to stealth, lockpicking, and pickpocketing, you always get to roll the dice twice and take the higher results. And Smuggler's Ring increases your stealth and sleight of hand bonus by 2. Make sure you succeed on those checks more often. Number 26, we got a Barbarian trick, Tiger's Bloodlust, Punch Drunk Bastard, an Amulet of the Drunker. When you are drunk, Punch Drunk Bastard grants you advantage on attack rolls. You also create a blast with each attack, dealing 1d4 thunder damage within 3 meters. With Bloodlust attacking 3 enemies at once, you can blast them 9 times in one hit, which is a lot of fun. And the Amulet of the Drunker extends your drunken condition to 5 turns. Next over, we have a quick combo, the Killer's Sweetheart and Sergeant Subjugation Amulet. The Killer's Sweetheart turns your next attack into a critical hit when you kill a creature. The Sergeant Subjugation Amulet can paralyze a humanoid target for 2 turns if you score a critical hit. And attacks against a paralyzed target are always critical hits. If the attacker is within 3 meters, you can get a lot of crits out of this combo. Number 28 is a handy sorcerer trick, Twin Spell and Haste. With Twin Spell, your spells that only target one creature can now target an additional one. Haste is one of the strongest spells in this game, providing a creature with a +2 AC, advantage on dexterity saving throws, double movement speed, and 1 extra action. With Twin Spell, you can now buff 2 characters with Haste, making them much more effective in combat. Another meta magic combo is Distance Spell and Misty Step. Distance Spell increases the range of spells by 50%. Combined with a Misty Step, you can reach a location far away, particularly useful in the final fight. Next, we have the Brume's Revenge, Whispering Promise, and Ring of Regeneration. Brume's Revenge offers a 1d4 poison damage to your weapon attacks whenever you're healed. Whispering Promise also provides you 1d4 bonus to attack rolls and saving throws upon healing. and Ring of Regeneration heals you for 1d4 hit points at the start of your every turn. With this setup, you're going to have a permanent blast buff and always have extra poison damage. Number 31, we have a Cleric trick, Artlus Resilience Sphere and Warding Bond. Warding Bond allows you to ward an ally, giving them resistance to all damage and a +1 bonus to their AC and saving throws. Each time the target takes damage, the spellcaster also takes the same amount of damage. You can ward as many allies as you like, and this spell requires no concentration. The Artlus Resilience Sphere encloses a target in a sphere, reducing its movement speed by half and blocking all incoming and outgoing damage. This means you are invincible when under this effect. Combined with the Warding Bond, you actually take no damage when it transfers to you, and your allies get a free resistance. I suggest using this trick on your Knowledge Domain Cleric, as they get Warding Bond at level 3 and Artlus Resilience Sphere at level 7. I also recommend dipping a few levels into the Sorcerer to get the extended spell, so you can make Artlus Resilience Sphere last 6 turns instead of 3. With this trick, you can bond with a bunch of allies, and when the combat starts, all you need to do is basically nothing. Next, we have a Barbarian trick. By choosing the Tiger Heart subclass, you gain Tiger's Bloodlust. This ability allows you to attack up to 3 targets in front of you and make them bleed for 2 turns. When you reach level 6, you can pick an animal aspect. Choosing the Wolverine aspect allows you to maim a target for 1 turn if you attack a bleeding or poison target. With Bloodlust always making folks bleeding, you actually maim them for 1 turn whenever you hit them with Bloodlust, and when they're maimed, their movement speed reduced to 0 and have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. At level 10, you can pick another animal aspect, and going with the aspect of the tiger grants you the ability to add your strength modifier to attack rolls against bleeding targets, which greatly increases your hit chance. Number 33 is the combination of Magic Missile, Fala Aloof, and Empower Evocation. This sword comes with a Shriek ability. All enemies within 6 meter range have a 1d4 penalty to all saving throws. Affected creatures also receive an extra 1d4 thunder damage, with Magic Missile inflicting a lot of hits. The damage just adds up like crazy. Lastly, Empower Evocation also adds your Intelligent modifier to damage with any evocation spells. Next up, we have the Trident of the Waves and Shocking Grasp. Trident of the Waves inflicts wet condition and creates a water surface on the ground, and wet enemies take double damage from lightning and ice damage. This is when Shocking Grasp kicks in. However, I suggest taking the dual wielder feat and put this weapon in your offhand. After getting your enemies wet with this weapon, you can still cast Shocking Grasp using your action. Of course, you can also use any lightning spell you like. And the important thing here is that you can easily get an enemy wet by using your offhand attack. Number 35, we have the Light of Creation and Gloves of the Automaton. Light of Creation is a really strong weapon from the early game, but it comes with the Overcharge ability that might stun you when you attack unless you pass a Constitution saving throw, and the Gloves of the Automaton negate the Overcharge effect by turning you into a construct, also providing you advantage on attack rolls for 10 turns. Number 36, we have a powerful one, Glow of Invulnerability and Transfuse Health. This is an illicit power you can unlock quite early in the game, sacrificing half your remaining hit points to heal a target for the same amount. But if you are standing in the Glow of Invulnerability, you heal an ally without sacrificing your hit points, because this spell provides damage immunity to objects inside. Next is the Armor of Agathis and Reflective Shelf. Armor of Agathis reflects cold damage to folks who attack you in melee, and Reflective Shell reflects any projectiles to the attacker. When you're under these buffs, you're basically untouchable. And this is more of a solo setup, cause if you have a team, the folks will never attack you. You get the Reflective Shell spell from Riconia's Walking Fortress. And next we have a strong debuffing combo, Luminous Armor and Spirit Guardians. The armor inflicts Radiating Orb within a 3 meter radius when dealing radiant damage. When affected by Radiating Orb, the entity has a -1 on attack rolls for each remaining turn. Say you are surrounded by a bunch of folks, you activate Spirit Guardians, dealing radiant damage to all of them, and then each of them inflicts Radiating Orb within 3 meters. This debuff can stack up instantly, making them impossible to hit you. Next over we have a fee combo, the Warcaster and Resilient Constitution. The Warcaster grants advantage on concentration saving throws, which greatly reduces the chance of rolling a critical failure, and this is the main reason that makes you break your concentration, while the Resilient Constitution provides you proficiency on constitution saving throws. And you have a +4 bonus on con saves when you reach level 9, but you don't have to always take them using your feats, because you can acquire these features somewhere else. Throughout the game, you can find many gear that provides you advantage on con saving throws. As for the con saving proficiency, you can just simply make a respec and start your character as a fighter or a sorcerer, and you have it. Next up we have a ultimate CC combo, the massive frightening setup. First, you need a mortal reminder. When you land a critical hit against a creature, that creature and any nearby enemies must succeed a wisdom saving throw or become frightened until the end of their next turn. You gain this ability by simply spending a level into the Great Old One subclass. Second, you need a Primal Stampede from the Wild Heart Barbarian at level 3. You can charge forward, attack all enemies in a way, and possibly knock them prone. The nice thing here is that it attacks as many targets as there are within the range, giving you more chances to score a critical hit. Plus the Reckless Attack, you always have advantage on your attack rolls, greatly increasing the chance of getting a critical hit. And when you do, all enemies have to make a wisdom saving throw or become frightened. Primal Stampede can also knock foes prone if they fail a strength saving throw. If they're both prone and frightened, they automatically skip their turn. All in all, the more enemies around you, the better. Number 41, we got another support barbarian setup. You need to go with the Eagle Heart subclass. Then at level 6, take the aspect of the Stallion. Every time you use dash, you gain temporary hit points equal to twice your barbarian level. Say you are a level 10 barbarian, and you got 20 temporary hit points just simply using dash. Really easy. By choosing the Eagle Heart subclass, you can use dash as a bonus action while raging. This makes you incredibly tanky. To make full use of that, use the Illicit Power Transfuse Health, which allows you to sacrifice half your hit points to heal a target for the same amount of hit points. So feel free to do it if you feel like you got plenty of hit points to spare. Next we have another barbarian trick, Lance Strike and Spike Growth. Spike Growth covers the ground with spikes, and a creature walking on the spikes take 2d4 piercing damage for every 1.5 meters it moves. The spikes are difficult terrain, having a creature's movement speed. With the Lance Strider ability, your barbarian is immune to this damage and effect. You can walk on the spike freely without taking any damage, while the foes have to reduce their movement speed and take damage when they move. This is a huge advantage. Number 43, we have the Resonance Stone and Shadow Blade. When you are carrying the Resonance Stone, everyone within 9 meters is affected by Steeping Bliss. The affected entity has advantage on physical checks and disadvantage on mental saving throws, such as intelligence and wisdom saving throws, also vulnerable to psychic damage, including yourself. To combine this with the Shadow Blade, which deals 2d8 psychic damage, you always get double psychic damage on weapon attacks. You can obtain this weapon in Act 2 by acquiring the Shadow Blade ring, and then creating this blade with its ability. However, you need to maintain concentration on the weapon. Next over, we have a powerful AoE combo, the Whirlwind Attack, Punch Junk Bastard, and Callous Glow Ring. You can unlock the Whirlwind Attack when reaching Hunter level 11, and this ability just simply attacks everyone around you. With the Punch Junk Club, your every attack inflicts an extra 1d4 thunder damage to foes within 3 meters, so the more foes the better. To make it easier, you can combine it with the Illicit Power Black Hole, which pulls in every nearby foes. I also highly recommend you get the Awaken ability in the Githyanki Crash, which enables you to use your Illicit Power as a bonus action. With this one, you can cast Black Hole to pull everyone together using your bonus action, and then unleash your Whirlwind Attack. Number 45 is the most overpowered one-shot combo. First, you need a Witch Bow spell, which is a level 1 spell dealing 1d12 lightning damage. If you upcast it with a level 6 spell slot, it becomes 6d12. And since this spell uses attack rolls instead of saving throws, you can double the damage dice by turning it into a critical hit, using none other than the luck of the far realms. And don't forget it is also a lightning spell, so you guessed it, coupled with the create water spell. You got the double lightning damage, but we're not done yet. There's also this destructive wrath ability, which when you roll thunder or lightning damage, you always deal maximum damage. At the end of the day, by combining all these abilities, you deal 144 lightning damage and then double by the wet condition, pretty close to 300. You can definitely one-shot most of the bosses in this game using this trick. If you want to give it a shot, a 10-level sorcerer and a 2-level tempest cleric will be sufficient for this spell. Next up, we have a multi-class combination, the extra attack and Pack of the Blade. Pack of the Blade is the ability you can choose at Warlock level 3, and when you hit level 5, it grants you an extra attack. Surprisingly, this can be stacked with other extra attacks such as the Fighter and Paladin, giving you a total 3 attacks in one turn. You can also use Bind Pack Weapon to bind your weapon, and this weapon will use your spellcasting ability instead of Strain. This combination now only works in non-honor mode. If you are playing in the honor mode, the extra attack won't stack, just keep that in mind. Next up, we have the ultimate crit damage combo. All you need is 3 pieces, $2 emeralds, and the vicious short bow. They all have one thing in common. When you land a critical hit with this weapon, it deals an additional 7 damage. Somehow this damage just stacks. With 3 of them, it is a 21 extra damage on a critical hit. And you need 3 levels into the Assassin to get the ability Assassinate Ambush, so you can get critical hits on surprise enemies, combined with other stuff such as the speed potion to get you as many attacks as you can. You're gonna put out some crazy damage in one turn. And next we have a fun barbarian trick, the Diving Strike and Plant Growth. You get a Diving Strike as the Eagle Hot Barbarian, and it leaps down onto a foe below you, dealing normal damage and knocking them prone for 2 turns. After you obtain the elicit power Fly, you can fly to high grounds and do this again and again. When you hit them, they just fall prone, no saving throws required. If a creature falls prone, they need to spend half their movement speed to get up. Cast Plant Grow on the ground to reduce their movement speed even more. They basically won't be able to move. Number 49, we have a healing combo, Sweeping Attack, Sword of Chaos, and Period of Wound Closure. Sweeping Attack allows you to attack multiple foes in the area. You get this ability from the Battle Master subclass. Sword of Chaos heals you for 1d6 hit points on a hit, and Period of Wound Closure maximizes the hit points you receive. You can heal yourself a ton of hit points in one turn. Number 50, we have a handy combo that many might not know. Chill plus Wet equals Frozen. One of the best ways to inflict chill is the Flail of Ages that comes with a spell Elemental Age, which inflicts chill condition on an enemy if you choose the Ice element. This lasts until a long rest, and now you can apply chill condition on foes with your weapon attack. There's also a weapon that inflicts wet condition on a hit, the Trident of Waves. And now you need to take the dual wielder feat. Put Flail of Ages in your main hand and Trident of the Waves in your offhand. One causes chill and the other causes wet. Together, you can freeze any enemies with a few hits. Really amazing. For those frozen folks, they're incapacitated for 1 turn and vulnerable to bludgeoning, thunder, and force damage. So try to break the ice with this type of damage. For example, the Disintegrate can deal a ton of force damage. Another trick to get foes chill is using the Cold Snap. When you wield it in your offhand, you gain chilling counter, which when an enemy misses you with a weapon attack, they must succeed a DC 13 Constitution saving throw or be chilled for 2 turns. You can build a high AC character and provoke them to attack you. If they miss, they become chill, and then you can cast something like Create Water and they all become frozen. And these are my top 50 combos for Baldur's Gate 3. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like or consider subscribing to this channel. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.